If Bitcoin can actually be a medium of exchange, a unit account, and a store of value all at once, and does that over time, then I'd have to say, I guess I was wrong about Bitcoin. There's only a few months left. I know most of you guys think 100,000. I mean, that's pretty much been the standard, 100,000 by the end of the year. And I think a lot of you are still clinging to that. I guess it's possible. I think I was on somebody's show and I said, yeah, I think it's possible Bitcoin can go to 100,000. Then I'm reading all these headlines. Peter Schiff forecasts $100,000 Bitcoin. Right, so I actually think it's not likely to hit 100,000. So I think it's more likely not to go there. And obviously, there's only a few months of the year left for it to do that. But I guess if I was just going to flip a coin up or down on Bitcoin, I guess I'd pick down. But I mean it could be up. But I think the market for Bitcoin, to me, again, looks toppy once again. We just had this huge pump and dump over El Salvador. Everybody was excited, everybody was buying in solidarity, and then all of a sudden, the day of the El Salvador inaugurates Bitcoin, and there's 1 hour, and there's a massive dump, and the price goes from 52,000 down to whatever 42,000, whatever it was, almost or over a 15% drop in under an hour. And so that might have been a key reversal that day, that week. We'll see how this month looks, but I thought last week was a technically very weak week for Bitcoin. It may end up, getting, finishing the year closer to that 30,000 support than the 50,000 resistance. And it's also possible that it could break below that and go much lower. If it doesn't do it by the end of this year, I think it's going to do it eventually. I think this is a bubble, as well as the other 12,000 some odd cryptocurrencies that currently exist and that compete with Bitcoin. But again, what would have to happen is Bitcoin would actually have to succeed as money. Right, so I would have to see a demonstration, and even if you just took El Salvador, for example, right? Because hey, that's legal tender. If I actually saw El Salvador function, let's say for a longer period of time, but where everything was priced in Bitcoin, forget dollars. You got a salary, it was expressed in Bitcoin. You rented an apartment, your rent was in Bitcoin. Not that you paid it in Bitcoin, that you figured out what the Bitcoin equivalent was for $1, that when you actually rented your apartment, your monthly payments were fixed in a quantity of Bitcoin, right? So salaries are in Bitcoin, rents are fixed in Bitcoin. You go out and buy an insurance policy, the premium is in Bitcoin. The benefits are paid in Bitcoin, right? You have a whole world where Bitcoin is used exclusively, where nobody tries to do a calculation. Well, what is the dollar value of this, right? When you go into a store in America and something is $10, you don't try to calculate in your head, what does that mean in terms of other things? It's $10 is $10, that's the price, right? So you'd have to be able to transact in Bitcoin in that kind of world, where I can make you a loan, or Palm can come to me and say, Peter, I need a loan. Can you lend me a Bitcoin? I'll pay you back, in 5 years. I'll give you the same Bitcoin, and I'll give you, 5% interest a year in Bitcoin. We'd have to be able to agree on a loan where the only thing in the loan was Bitcoin. So if we could actually get to a world where Bitcoin can function, because we're in a world right now where the dollar functions like that. We used to live in a world where gold functioned like that. Where all these things were done, all these calculations were in gold. Everything was priced in gold. Whether the gold was represented by dollars or not, even when the gold was represented by dollars, the dollars were fixed to gold. So those calculations were still there. So if Bitcoin can actually be a medium of exchange, a unit account, and a store of value all at once, and does that over time, then I'd have to say, I guess I was wrong about Bitcoin. But we're not even close to that happening.